Good evening from wherever you are tuning in, and welcome to another episode of Metropole Sports Center. My name is Nashon Ohano. We have a great show lined up for you tonight where we'll be talking about matters local football, and also apart from that we are going to be looking at the English Premier League where Manchester United was beaten this past weekend. We're going to be having our resident Arsenal fan, that is Elijah Simba Charles Kiage, who will be sharing with us his insights on what he thought about that particular match. Now, going back to matters local football, Soy United has been officially promoted into the National Super League. Soy United managed to be promoted because this is after they bet Mali Children's Football Club in a post-match penalty where they won 10-9 goals. Now, the goals were scored by Luambo Bebete on the 65th minute, that he scored for the MCF, and then Timothy Muganda scored on the 77th minute for Soy United, ensuring that the match went into post-match penalty. You realize that they will not a winner had to be found so that they will decide who will be promoted into the National Super League. Now, that one being said is what the coaches had to say after the match with regards with how their teams had performed.
It was not well as we had planned. We thought it would be easy for us because we had the insight of the opponent or the way they were playing. But I may say, I don't know whether it is the weather or what, it did affect us. We were too heavy from the start. My passes, for my team, I believe in speed and endurance, but did not work out well. I can say I can congratulate my keeper for saving us the chances which they had from the opponents. It did motivate my players. We had to fight hard because the keeper saved some clear chances from the opponent. I can say from the start, they were cracking. My defense was not so well compact. They were vulnerable to being scored, but our keeper carried the day, and it did motivate my players and the team as a whole. So we kept on fighting, knowing something may happen.
The game was fair, officiating was fair, but unfortunately we lost some chances in the first half. Though in the second half the team came out well. We scored, but I thought we will defend the one goal. But unfortunately, they got that chance and they scored that goal. So it was just a hard game, and any team was almost winning. But I believe in my team. I thought, according to the way we thought the game will be fair. We will win the game in accordance with the way the quality of the players I have. The chances we lost in the first half as close as in the second half because we had like 3 clear chances which not bear fruits. Unfortunately, if we could be leading that 3-0, then it could be a good game in the second half. It could be easy for us. Losing those chances affected us in the second half, that we had to fight to get more goals, but we were unable.
Still sticking to matters relegation and promotion, Vihiga United are officially back into the Kenya Premier League. Vihiga United got their spot after beating Kisumu All Stars 5-3 in post-match penalties in a game that was played at the Moi Stadium in Kisumu. Now, the winning goals or the defining goals in that particular match was scored by Eric Otieno and Patrick Okulo on the 55th minute. You remember last season, just when the season was starting, we are talking about Kisumu All Stars and the slot that they had booked into the Kenya Premier League, as it was called at that particular time. And when they were promoted into the league, the main focus or what people were looking at is whether they are going to come top notch at the end of the season. But it looks like the odds were not in their favor, and they have once again been relegated out of the Kenya Premier League. Now we are going to be following up on the game with regards to how Vihiga United is going to be faring on. Are they going to be relegated again at the end of this season, or they are going to still remain in the Kenya Premier League? Still sticking on matters football, AFC Leopards officially have a new coach. The new coach is called Thomas Trucha, and before his appointment into the AFC, the Lions Den, he was a coach in Botswana for Township Rollers and Orapa FC. Remember, there was a caretaker manager, that is Anthony Kimani, who was in charge of the team for the better part of the season before AFC decided to appoint Thomas into the coach. All seems to be going in FC Leopards' favor with regards to post pre-season preparation, because remember a couple of weeks ago they got a sponsorship deal from Galana Oil, so it's going to be interesting to see whether that is going to improve their performance in the league this season. Remember, AFC are still contesting to win the league this coming season. So let's see how the impact, let's wait and see how the impact of the new coach and the new sponsorship deal that they have gotten is going to actually impact their play this season. It would be important to look at how the various federations in the United States have been supportive or have supported the US election in one way or another. If you are a follower of the NBA, then you realize that most of the NBA playing courts or playing arenas were set aside as voting places for most of the fans. With a country like America, remember that early voting is allowed, so people are given the opportunity to start voting pretty much early. Why am I talking about sports and US elections? Because earlier on in the term of President Donald Trump, there was a lot of friction between the NFL and the president. Remember the whole conversation about Colin Kaepernick, with him kneeling in protest with how with regards to racial discrimination that was going on in the United States. The talking point or the lesson that I like to probably point out from this is how the federations or the sporting bodies in the United States have contributed in one way or another to ensure that their members or their fans are part of the democratic process. I believe that's a lesson for most of the sporting federations, both in Kenya and locally, to learn that sports and politics actually can go together. With that said, this is our moment of the day.
That's what I do.
That sporting moment of the day completes the first part of Metropole Sports Center. We take a short commercial break. Then after the break, I'm going to be joined by Simba Kiage to talk about the English Premier League with regards to the performance of Manchester United and the race for the top scorer for this season. See you after the break.